GBTV is brought to you by Grand Blanc CTE.
It's easy to be short-sighted these days, but ideally, that's really not a good place to be. It can leave you consistently feeling unfulfilled and empty inside. But think about this. Try to set some goals. Plan out how you'll achieve them and have the discipline to accomplish them. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you have to be overly cautious about every single decision that you make, but you should really try to be aware of the consequences that will come from your actions and how that will affect your goals. Choose the right thing at the right time for the right reasons. That is prudence.
Hey everyone, it's Celine and bringing you another episode of Kind to the Mind. This week we're going to be talking about anorexia. Let's get right into Song of the Week this week, and I decided to pick Hunger by Florence and the Machine. I've never really listened to this band's songs before, and honestly it was very hard to find a song that would fit this topic this week. This one, I love the lyrics, and even by the title I know you might think you already know what the song is about, but you don't. It's different than what you would expect, and it honestly just talks more about how we tend to obsess over the little things, and we all have this hunger to want to be perfect and to want to be this image in our head, and that can come along with how we see our bodies and how we treat them after that. I think this is a really, really good song. I love the lyrics to the song. You may not like how she sings, but really just listen to the lyrics and listen to the message. I think it could really help a lot of you. Me personally, I've never experienced this type of mental disorder as of the ones I've previously talked about, but I do say that last summer I did struggle with body image a lot, and I developed this idea in my head that it was because I was eating 3 meals a day and that I was gaining too much and I just needed to stop that. So I actually went down to 1 meal a day, which I realize now is very unhealthy, but it lasted a while. It lasted months, and I even tried working out and eating 1 meal a day, and that even became worse. I was losing too much weight, and then I felt too skinny, and then I would try to eat again and I would feel sick to my stomach trying to eat. And I would talk to my therapist about this when I first started seeing her, and I was like, what do I do? How do I fix this issue? And the first thing she told me is you gotta start getting back on those meals. And it's hard when we don't have a routine, especially in the summer, and so I just got used to just eating like, oh, it's dinner time, I forgot to eat all day, let's just eat now. And that's not good. It doesn't give you the energy you need for that day to accomplish everything you need to. So if you are having trouble eating, what I suggest is that maybe you should try to build in a schedule of when you eat. Scheduling your mind to when you're supposed to eat really does help. That's just my personal tip. I hope that maybe can help some of you. But let's get into our next segment, Facts with Kelly.
Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Fieldstone Counseling. Hope you're having a great morning.
Our first question is, what are the warning signs and symptoms for anorexia?
Anorexia nervosa is commonly known as anorexia, is both an eating disorder and a metabolic condition that results in excessive weight loss, caused usually by self-starvation. But I also think it's important that remember starvation isn't the only sign. Things we typically look for are you maybe not eating enough, and so you could be underweight. Your self-esteem is based on the way that your body looks, could be obsessed and terrified and always checking to see if you're gaining weight or not. We see sleeping is very difficult, dizziness, fainting, your hair is falling out. Often you can get some irregular heartbeats, dehydration or bloating. Warning signs, probably things like constant worrying about food, counting calories, complaining of being fat, sometimes even refusing to eat a whole food group, such as really cutting out carbs and being really focused on tracking all of that. Pretending you're not hungry when you are. A lot of times trying to over-exercise, or then finding because maybe you're so tired you're not able to keep up with your exercise schedule. Avoidance in friends, loss of interest in activities, lying about food or what you've eaten, checking yourself in the mirror a lot, not wanting to eat in public. And a lot of times we too see that people tend tend to wear a lot baggier clothes just so other people might not be able to notice how much weight you've actually lost.
Our second question is, how can someone develop anorexia?
Actually, the exact cause of anorexia are unknown, and we do know, though, that it tends to run in families, and we also know that there are psychological, environmental, and social factors that are contributors to it. A lot of times we see that people with anorexia come to believe that their lives would just be better if they were thinner. Typically, a profile that we tend to see are kind of like those perfectionists and overachievers, good students, and people who are involved with a lot of outside activities.
Our third question is, what should someone do to start getting in the habit of eating again?
Because an eating disorder can be so deeply psychological and physical, the first thing needs to be is setting up a plan with someone who specializes in an eating disorder. The plan will want to include things like setting realistic goals you can meet, practicing smart new eating habits, getting clothes you're comfortable with that makes you feel good, and I think just learning to take care of your own self-care needs. It's hard to do it alone though, and so I highly encourage someone who is struggling with this to reach out to someone who understands the disorder, specifically working with eating disorders, to be able to work with to develop a good treatment plan.
Our last question for Kelly today is, if I get better from anorexia, will it come back worse in the future?
If anorexia is not treated, or you get better and then you fall into some of the same old routines, it can for sure get worse. You could have long-lasting psychological and physical effects that could lead to definitely more permanent damage.
That's all with Facts with Kelly today. Thank you, Kelly, for joining us. For the last part of the show, I'm going to share some of the things I like to eat when maybe I'm not particularly feeling hungry that day, or it's just a struggle in general to have a meal. So one of the big meals that I struggle with is breakfast sometimes. I don't really want something big in the morning. My appetite's usually not there. So I tried to think of ways, what are some things that I can still get my nutrients or protein that I need early in the day to be able to do what I gotta do in the day, but also not maybe some big pancakes and waffles and stuff. One of the things I like to do in the morning is I like eating my protein bars. They're something really quick and easy, and they give me the protein that I need. Another quick thing you can eat in the morning is an orange or clementine, or an apple, a banana. That's still something healthy. It's still giving nutrients into your body. Another thing would be like a morning smoothie or protein shake. That's also another alternative. Maybe you just don't want to actually eat something, but this way you're just drinking something and you're still getting either the protein or nutrients that your body needs. Sometimes another problem is you never know what to eat because you have the same old thing every week. Well, maybe try to look some new recipes up. Maybe try to cook something new, something that you've never tried before that might want to make you eat again. Your body needs that energy, and your food is energy. This journey from having anorexia and then not having it anymore, or not having to struggle with it anymore, is a process, and it takes time. But if you keep working hard at it, you're gonna get there that one day, and you're gonna feel great about it one day. Remember that you're beautiful, no matter what you look like, no matter how much you ate today. You are amazing. That is all for my video today. So remember, everyone, to stay kind to the mind, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
"2020 was a very interesting year. We can all agree on that. 2021, though, will be a great year of progression. When it comes to returning to a normal life, there's no promises. Nonetheless, we can make great strides as a community. Seniors, we will be taking on a new chapter in our lives, embarking on a fresh journey. There is an astronomical divide in our world right now, for moral and political reasons. This divide can be healed, but it will take time. We won't see unity in 2021, however, we will get closer. Taking small steps and playing it by ear will be something we need to get used to this year."
My New Year's resolution is to stay off of social media as much as possible. I feel like it controls our society and how we view ourselves and how we view others. And so I feel like the best way to better myself in 2021 is to stay off of it as much as possible.
My New Year's resolution is to start being healthy and exercising more. And since I'm not doing cheer or dance, I really need to find a healthy alternative than just sitting around all day.
My New Year's resolution is to work out at least 5 times a week and put on 20 pounds before the fall. That way I can be ready for the football season that's coming up.
My New Year's resolution is to fear God more than I fear man. and to show that through my actions, words, decisions, relationships. And what that means to me is really that I'm caring more about my Heavenly Father's opinion of who I am and what I'm doing more than I care about my friends or even my family's opinions of my actions. And I feel like this is an awesome resolution for me, just because I really am trying to get my life together and get ready to enter adulthood this year as a senior in high school. And I feel like this would create an awesome posture of worship through my life, because my faith is the most important thing to me.
We can all start with ourselves. New Year's resolutions are a great way to better ourselves and form healthy habits. Despite this, unrealistic goals are made every day that discourage people. Instead of setting goals all at once or thinking big picture, we should ease ourselves into goals that match our place in life currently. Throughout the year, acknowledge what it is you want to improve and learn. In order to make 2021 better than last, let's stick together and stay positive. Good luck, everybody.
With everything shut down due to COVID, we spend a lot of time inside not getting much exercise or fresh air. Right now at Physicians Park, the ice rink is open as long as you have your own pair of ice skates, and normally the park closes at dusk. But now it will stay open till 11 for everyone to use. As the weather starts to get warmer, the ice will start to melt, so go on warmer days with caution. We hope you have a great time skating and stay safe.